Okay, so how do you describe yourself in 2 sentences?
An honest, determined, approachable individual who is also a lover of life.
Liverpool or Everton?
Most definitely Liverpool.
Favourite food?
A roast dinner, but there's got to be a minimum of 6 roast potatoes on the plate.
The single proudest moment of your life up to date?
The birth of my daughter Rosie. Second, completing the Marathon des Sables. Third, Liverpool winning the Champions League in 2005. And number 4, getting married.
Give me a breakdown of your average day as a senior Treasury manager.
Okay, so as soon as I wake, I check the news for any events, any major news that could affect the FX markets. Then obviously I'm into work, look after the cash and liquidity of the morning, see how much money we need, maybe pay some money out to different counterparties. Also look at the FX traffic through the desk, book as many FX as possible, make as much money, and then make sure everything's reconciled at the end of the day. All done with a smile.
How long have you been here for?
On the island.
On the island and at
Oh, on the island, I've been on the island about 12 years and at Capital about 5 months.
And why did you come to Ireland?
I was offered a job here and I like the island. I think it's a beautiful place.
Tell me about how you got involved in ultramarathons.
Okay, so I've ran many marathons before and I'd seen an advertisement on the internet about the toughest foot race on earth, so I was really intrigued by that. And when I found out what it was, I really wanted to do it. So it involved going to the Sahara Desert and doing 6 marathons back to back, and that was also carrying my own supplies, own foods and stuff. So yeah.
And what was the toughest part about it?
The heat, also missing my family, cooking freeze-dried food, the cold at night in the Sahara, and the 3 sandstorms that we had as well. Very tough.
Maintaining physical condition is critical to perform. How important is the mental one?
I think that's probably the most important part of completing any race, whether it's a marathon or ultramarathon. The mental strength is so important. If you get that right, then everything else will all fall into place. You need to be positive and not back down to any challenge, really, if you're going to take it on.
And how do you train your mental strength?
I don't think you can really train it. I think you've just got to be that type of person where you don't really want to back down to the challenge. You've got to get through any barriers that are put in front of you. Your mental strength is the most important part of running any race. So I think you've just got to be, you're not going to give in. And
do you think that the way that you train for marathons with the mental strength, do you bring that into work?
Well, when I train for marathons or ultramarathons, I like to break things down into manageable chunks. So I think that is probably an approach that I do bring into Treasury as well. Once you've got the first little bit out of the way, then the next bit, and then the next bit, and everything seems to fall into place. It's just getting that start.
Do you have any rituals before you start a big race?
Eating fish and chips the night before.
And what does it do? Just boost you?
Yeah, it's carb loading, what's called carb loading, but I do like fish and chips as well. So
running ultramarathons is a strategic business. Do you have a plan, measure your output and sustain yourself over many hours? I imagine it involves a lot of logical planning as well.
Okay, yeah, it does. Obviously, I mean, if you're running an ultramarathon, you've got to get your kit in order, also your food, your training's got to be right as well. So there's many different parts that bring it all together. It took over 2 years in planning to run the Marathon des Sables, but yeah, once it all come together and you were away, the race was done. But
are you planning to do any races anytime soon?
I'm just signed up for an Ironman in Wales next year, which is totally different from running an ultramarathon or marathons. There is a marathon at the end of it, but I've also got to do a 2.4 mile swim and also a 112 mile bike ride, so I think that'll be pretty tough, but I'm looking forward to the challenge again.
Yeah? Are you doing the parish?
And the parish walk again. Well, I'm going to try and finish the parish walk, so that should be interesting as well, so it'll keep me going next year.
Do you think that the parish is more physical or mental?
Mental.
Yeah?
Yeah, the parish walk is it's a race that it can get you down pretty quickly. It's a very tough race. A lot of people say it's only walking, but I've tried to complete it and I haven't finished it twice, so I really want to do it the third time lucky.
So what are the similarities between running an ultramarathon and working in Treasury?
So as I mentioned earlier, I think you've really got to be analytical in your mindset. You've got to break everything down into small manageable chunks and then piece it all together. So when you're working in Treasury, we've got certain cut-offs. So we've got to have certain FX booked in by certain times in the day. We've got to have our deposits placed out certain times in the day. And it's the same, I think, in relation to running an ultramarathon. You've got to get your first marathon out of the way, and then you've just got to take each day as it comes, one day at a time.
What do you think of Capital?
Capital is a great place to work. I'm really proud that we've just won the Freedom to Flourish Awards, which is really good. I think really that award says it all. People have got a chance to really make a name for themselves, both within the company and also for the company as well. So yeah, great place to work.